Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different than normal. It's just gonna be a nice casual story time video all about what not to do with your Louis Vuitton bag. So hopefully you guys find it helpful. It's unfortunate that it happened to me, but life will go on. It's not the end of the world, but I wanted to show you guys what happened and tell you what not to do. So I'm just gonna jump right into the story. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first started my channel, one of the first videos I did was all about my KEEPALL 50, which here is a KEEPALL. This is actually a KEEPALL 55, but I before had a KEEPALL 50. And I ended up removing that video. I didn't remove it, I actually just made it private because I really wasn't a fan of that video. As time went on, I misspoke, I had wrong information in there, and I don't think, it wasn't because I didn't know what I was talking about. I think it was more like I was just flustered in front of the camera, like it was one of the first videos that I did, and I didn't even catch the mistake until someone commented, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. The quality of the lighting bothered me because I was actually filming in my guest room, just the whole video I just wasn't a fan of, even when I posted it. So I ended up removing that video, and since I've actually sold my KEEPALL 50, because when we use our KEEPALL, it is like a duffel bag type of a bag. It's usually for weekend getaways. If we're flying somewhere for an actual big trip, we always take real luggage that you can roll around the airport. But this you have to carry on your arm or with the strap, which I always love having the bandolier version. So if we use the KEEPALL, it's always for a weekend getaway, and Josh and I love putting all of our clothes and all of our stuff all in one bag. And so basically it just seemed like the 50 was too small for what we always wanted to use the KEEPALL for. So I ended up selling that bag. I loved it, but I just thought the 55 for our lifestyle was going to be better. About a month and a half or 2 months ago, I found this KEEPALL. It's again extremely vintage. I love it that way. It's in really good condition, but of course, it's not absolutely perfect, but it's very, very good condition. And it's very old. I paid $699 for it. It's obviously pre-loved, obviously, but yeah, I was really, really happy with it. So we ended up kind of last minute, we were gonna go to a hockey game. We're big Penguins fans, and we went to the hockey game and we decided to get a hotel room for after the game because it was a night game. The kids were with the grandparents, and so we were like, oh, we'll just get a hotel for after the game, and then we'll wake up and go to breakfast. So it'll just be like a little weekend thing. And I was like, oh, I have my KEEPALL. I am going to use my KEEPALL for the first time. I am a very, very strong advocate for the Apple Guard spray. I love that spray. I've sprayed it on several of my bags, and it's worked absolute wonders. So when I got this bag, I definitely wanted to spray it. However, I hadn't had a chance to because there is, a lot of vachetta on this particular bag, and I just hadn't gotten around to it yet, and this was a very last minute trip, but I wanted to use it. So I pulled it out, we packed our stuff and everything, and we went off. And we pulled up to the hotel. It was definitely sprinkling, but it wasn't too bad at all. I really didn't think anything of it. I just kind of thought I'll run in, and it's barely even noticeable, which was bad. So I shouldn't have done that, first of all. But we pull up to the hotel, and I bolt into the hotel, and I immediately into the hotel, I look at my bag, it looks totally fine. I mean, literally, there's nothing on it. I couldn't even tell if it for sure was raining. I think obviously it was, fast forward later, but I couldn't even tell. There weren't any spots, nothing seemed wet. We went to the game, it was a peachy keen time, we won the game, it was all good. So anyway, we get home, fast forward probably I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days maybe. I was just in the guest room because that's where I keep my KEEPALL bag. I keep it in the guest room closet, and I was just putting clothes away, and I looked up and I noticed that the bandolier was hanging down, and it looked really weird. And I was like, that's odd, what are those shadows on it? So I pulled it down, and I realized the bandolier, the entire strap, is completely covered in these watermarks. I literally just got this bag, and I know it's not the end of the world. I know people, this happens with KEEPALLs, I understand, I'm not dumb, but I'm telling you, when I ran into the hotel, I didn't even really think about the water because it was barely sprinkling, and I immediately checked my bag. So basically what I think happened, because when we woke up the next morning, it was sunny outside, there was no water anywhere. It's not like I spilled anything on this. You can tell there's rain marks. It's just rain. And so basically what I think happened is, because it is such vintage leather, the leather is so soft, like it is not, you know, crisp at all. Like when you first buy a Vachetta bag, you know, or, you know, Louis Vuitton bag with Vachetta on it, the leather is very crisp, it's very smooth. This is so soft. And I think what happened was, even though I didn't immediately see the watermarks, you can tell that like the water dropped on there, and then it must have absorbed into the leather, and then in time it like kind of like pilled out and spread, and the drops look so much bigger than they probably were, and now the entire bandolier is just watermarked up. Like it's crazy. I'm telling you, when I bought this, it did not look like that. If you guys noticed that right here, it's extra dark, I really think it's because it was on my shoulder. And so that was kind of like where the rain hit the very, very most. And then the rest of the drops kind of just spew down along the sides. But you can definitely tell the very, very center, like where it's, you know, ridged over my shoulder, that's where there's just like a solid mark right there. So yeah, it's definitely from the sky. The sky ruined my bag, but that's okay. I know a lot of people love like the watermarks because it tells a story and everything, and I'm not saying you know, that's fine for them. I'm not saying that's like a bad thing. It's just I literally just bought this, and I specifically paid, you know, it was essentially $700 for this, and I tried to find one that had no marks on it, that was like, you know, still vintage and everything, but like was in really good condition. And then a week later, that's what I do. I think what my plan is I'm actually going to sell this one. I think I'm gonna drop the price to like $500, so knock $200 off, because it's really just the bandolier that is messed up. It's not really the actual bag. So if you guys happen to be interested in that, definitely email me. I think I'm gonna get the Macassar version of the KEEPALL 55 bandolier. So that's the one that still has the monogram canvas, but the leather is black treated leather. I love the way that looks anyway. It's obviously not going to be vintage, but it would just, I think for me and what I like, I think that will just be better for my lifestyle and for my worrisomeness about the watermarks. I really just need to not care. It's just, for some reason, it just bothers me. So anyway, if you guys happen to be interested in this bag, definitely let me know. Just email me. If not, I think I'll try and sell it on that Louis Vuitton Addicted Facebook site that I always talk about on Facebook. I love that group. I'll post it in there. And then once it sells, maybe I'll try to get a different KEEPALL. But I do really love the 55 size now. I loved the 50 before, but I think just for me and my husband sharing it, I think the 55 is perfect. So anyway, I think the gist and the moral of this whole story is that vintage leather definitely, more than normal, just absorbs the wetness, and it like really makes the Vachetta leather show those watermarks. The Apple Guard spray is awesome, and I really recommend that for the newer bags. And so my bags that are on the new side, I did spray it with that spray. Now, this kind of concerns me about the Apple Guard spray though, because if this kind of absorbed into this bag, you know, so much because of the softness and like how vintage this leather is, what if I sprayed the Apple Guard spray and it just made the whole thing super dark? I mean, I don't think that would happen because that's not what happens with regular Vachetta, but like now I'm just all concerned that like if the leather's super vintage, like will the spray work? So I don't know, and I don't want to be the person to tell you that, you know, that will definitely solve all of your problems and then I like ruin your bag. So definitely strong advocate for that spray if your bag's on like the medium to new side where the Vachetta still is kind of like crisp. But if it's like this really vintage style Vachetta, then I don't know if that spray will do more harm than good. Maybe it will still be great. I don't know. And then super quick, I did just want to show you guys, it does obviously come with this really nice luggage tag, but the back side of it actually is embossed. Well, it's actually not embossed, but you can see that SK is written on it. So that might bother some people, but for some reason, again, I don't care about I don't know, to me that just tells a story. And I know people would say that about the watermarks too, but I don't know, it's just different with the watermarks for me. I don't know why, I'm just weird. But I just wanted to show that to you guys if that would bother you. If you guys aren't interested in this bag, trust me, I don't blame you because this bothers me too. But I did just want to give you guys, you know, first dibs of it if you are interested, but otherwise I will try and I'll figure out a different way. But anyway, I hope this video was kind of interesting to you. If you have any thoughts or I don't know, anything you want to tell me about your experiences, let me know in the comment section below. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!